Welcome back as we continue our discussion with Jaime Sweany of Juniper Art Gallery.
In the back room, it's called the Community Room and Estate Art, and I have been spending like 20 years taking my father's paintings and having them professionally photographed and I color match them, and I've made really, really high quality giclée prints. So in the back room, I sell reproductions of my father's artwork and my mother's.
Yeah.
And I also have estate art back there, like Charles Barnes, who is an artist from Brown County, and Evans Woolen, who is an architect in Indianapolis. He's got art there. And I also currently, that's what I was doing, currently I have a whole collection from a collector of my father's artwork for purchase. And the family, like I said, doesn't sell his originals. But this collector's moving, and he wanted to see if I could sell some of my dad's paintings for him. So this is like a super, super rare opportunity to buy paintings, watercolors by Paul Sweany, and those are all for sale within my gallery as well.
Wow.
And I'm so excited because after a year of COVID and not being able to have any live events, my art and music events, which is a monthly event, for 17 months. I had my first art and music event this past Saturday, live in gallery.
Oh, wonderful.
I've done a couple on Zoom, but it's
not the same. I know, it's not the same.
YouTube Live, it's just not the same. You know,
it was good to keep connected during the bad parts of the pandemic, and let's hope that the numbers don't continue to escalate. But
yes.
You know,
but I had my first live performance, and I didn't know if anybody would come. Like, I'm just really like, I don't know what's going to happen. But it was Monica Herzig and Janice Jaffe, who are two very well-known Indiana jazz musicians.
Yes.
And they played for 2 hours in the gallery on Saturday, and it was full of people. I mean, and it was just like, I told my part-time worker, Lisa, I said, oh my God, Lisa, I feel like I'm alive again.
I know,
I'm having art, I'm having music, you know.
So these events, I want to make sure we promote them. So is it a certain Saturday every month?
It's the third Saturday every month. I have a live music event. I also have a Juniper Art Gallery Book Club. Before the pandemic, I was doing self-care Sundays, which I had, like meditation and yoga and things like that. And I haven't started those back up yet, and I'm reconsidering doing that again. I've got a really active fiber arts group that meets on the third Sunday monthly. Wow. So we've got third weekends, we have the art music and the fiber arts group. Book club is the second Thursday every month.
And all of this is on the website, right?
Yes. And I'm going to be adding I think a women's writing group, because I just enjoy writing so much. Yeah. And so I just feel like, it's coming back to life again. It's coming back to life again. And that feels...
That is just wonderful to know that you have a calendar of events like that, and you're planning to add more, and you're just going strong with it. And I just want to make sure I say it again. All of the information is on your website, juniperartgallery.com, and I'm sure there's a contact form on there for people to reach out to you personally and get more information about the gallery, about the events, about you and your artwork, and anything else they might want to jump into with you down there in Owen County.
Sign up for my monthly newsletter. I send out a newsletter once a month, just letting people know what's going on. And also I have a YouTube channel, Art Gallery YouTube channel that people can sign up for.
That's awesome. Subscribe to the YouTube channels.
Visit Spencer and Owen County. There's so much to do
Spencer's
there.
Beautiful down there, and
It is.
From Noblesville down to the Bloomington, and then further south to Spencer and all that. When I used to go to IU, I always thought that was just such a wonderful drive, because there's a certain point at which the landscape changes. Yeah,
Martinsville.
I wasn't going to say it, but Martinsville.
All the hills start.
I know, it is where all the hills start. It's also you try to get through it pretty quick. I gotta get out of here. But I shouldn't say that. But I'll probably
they've actually got the art sanctuary there now. So
I know, I should probably edit all that out. But you know what I mean. But that drive, that when the landscape changes and you leave the cornfields and you're suddenly in the rolling hills, and then also the roads start to snake. and up and down and snaking around, and you just feel like you're entering a different land, a different space. And
you are.
Yeah, you are. And you have created within that space this amazing creative space called Juniper Art Gallery, where so much is going on that's beyond just art gallery. It's not just come and look at art on the walls. This is
Absolutely.
an active, interactive music, art, fiber art, writing, meditation. It's you have it all going on. And
yeah, and in,
really great.
in Owen County, I just like to always say that Owen County has everything Brown County has, plus the White River running
There
through it.
you go.
So there you go.
And oh my gosh, we could talk for another hour about how much I love water of any kind.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you really do have it all going on.
Yeah.
And I know with your love of nature from childhood that that's just the right area for you. What with the river and the park and just everything there that feeds your soul with that kind of outdoor nature, love of nature. So I imagine that, you could organize tours, walking tours and things for people to meet at your gallery and go on a little walking tour, take some plein air stuff with you and do some sketches or some painting.
We have had the Bloomington plein air painters come and paint, do paint out
I
there,
bet.
and I'm hoping to do more like that as well.
Well, and as the
Part of what I
pandemic,
want to do with my gallery is, Owen County is a very small rural county, and I want to bring culture to this county.
sure. Yeah, and I think you are. I mean, I think you are, and I think you're going to just keep growing. I envision that someday you'll need more than a part-time help. You're going to need a lot of full-time help. You're going to need tour guides. Yeah, you're going to need tour guides. You're going to need all kinds of helpers and stuff. And I strongly encourage anybody who's thinking about taking a day trip to go down to Spencer, Indiana, and hit up the Juniper Art Gallery. As the pandemic is kind of, even here in Indiana, when the vaccinated number is not very high, or 52.3% of Indiana is fully vaccinated. That's not good enough for people to be safe, but people are starting to go and do things and travel and in small groups. To go to an art gallery would not be a totally dangerous thing. So
I do ask the people who are not vaccinated to wear a face mask, face covering when they come in the gallery. That's just a sign I have on my door.
Yeah, and I think people will do that. And I think the people like myself who are, health compromised would be wearing a mask anyway. I mean, even if I'm fully vaccinated, if I go anywhere, I'm fully masked and gloved. Sometimes I'm double masked because I just, with my health problems, I have to be. So I think that people can be smart about it and come out of this pandemic, hopefully, stronger and wiser. And I feel like you've created a place down there that people can flock to, and that it will help grow the county and Spencer and your business. And I just think it's fabulous. I have really enjoyed talking with you today about all of this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's been great. I
intended to talk a lot more about my gallery, but we got off on my journey so much.
You know what, though? But the journey is what brought you to the gallery. And people who hear this and see this, they'll know who you are. When they walk into your gallery, they'll feel like they already know you. They'll feel like they know what brought you to that place and that space, and then they'll have such an appreciation of what you have with your parents' artwork there and everything, and honoring them and keeping them with you. I mean, I think that's just wonderful. So I feel like even though maybe we didn't have as long of a segment on the gallery itself, I feel like everything we've talked about has brought us to your gallery, just like it brought you and your life to that gallery. So it works, right?
Yeah.
It's just off the top of my head, I'm just going to say.
You're pretty good off the top of your head.
Listen, I just love talking to people like you, artists and visionaries like you. I just love it. So thank you so much for being my guest today.
Yes.
And well, I'll see you again, because I'm going to make you come back to the round table.
Okay, you don't have to make me. I'll gladly volunteer to do so.
Awesome. I love that. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been At the Round Table with Alice
and Sarah E.
of Community Education Arts.
Our nonprofit organization is based in Noblesville, Indiana. You can find us online at CEArts.org. We'd like to thank James Weston for writing our intro music and for his technical savvy.
Join us next time
At the round table.